Hey everybody, welcome in. We have a great show for you today, and we are
Mammoth Crypto.
So if you don't know who we are, this is who we are. We are going to be talking in this series about Helium Miner, and we're going to be going into many details about the profits of Helium Miner. So hopefully this can be a great video for you. I want to welcome you into the podcast. At this point, I would like to ask you, I'm going to ask you again.
Like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe.
Please do this because this is important for us for the engagement so that we can answer questions you have. It's really a lot of fun. I would like to get on and do a few lives with you so we can plan that ahead of time. But we are getting quite a bit of response, which we're happy about. So we're thankful to have you. Welcome in. We want to talk about ways that we can help you profit. This is a great way for you to really look into becoming an investor if you're not new to it. We have some great slides planned out for you, so please sit back and enjoy some of this information. And I got some great sound effects for you, specifically if we're going to be talking about things that don't make sense.
Don't fall for that.
So we're going to really hopefully have a great time. So let's jump into this first slide right here. And I want to read some of this to you. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Helium Miner profits. Now, these are new and exciting as a venture. The cryptocurrency based on Helium is growing exponentially, and this is something that we want to keep in mind. I believe I want to call him Bret Hart, who is a WWE wrestler. In the time it was WWF, but his name Bret Hart, not Bret Hart. He's a billionaire. He's the creator and founder of Hex. It slipped my mind for whatever reason. I know he looks like Elon Musk. But I think it's Richard Hart. That's who it is, Richard Hart. Richard Hart talks about how quickly crypto is growing exponentially. It's one of the easiest and fastest ways to get in as an investor and get an ROI, return of investment, that's relatively high. So this is especially true for cryptocurrency. This is something we want to keep an eye out for. So the cryptocurrency is based on Helium, is growing exponentially, and the profits are quite substantial. Okay, the investment is a long-term one, but the potential returns are quite high. Let's talk about some of the basics in helium mining and why it's a good idea. So ideally, when we get into investing, we do care about profits. That's not something to be shamed for or feel funny about. This is just a part of what we do as we become investors. So hopefully you don't feel weird about it. Hopefully you don't feel funny about it. We are just trying to find
great financial solution.
Right. So don't feel weird or funny about it. We are trying to make profits at the end of the day. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. The first thing to consider is where to locate your mine. Location is a crucial aspect of helium mining. The higher the elevation, the better, as your signals won't be abstracted. So keep that in mind. You want to focus on not getting abstracted signals. Similarly, a valley may not be the best place to place a miner, as it will be lost in background noise. So keep that in mind as well. So you're going to want to find a sweet spot. This is going to be through the course of time. Obviously, you get better at this by building repetitions. The more you do it, the better you get. I always try to surround myself with those who've done it before, get a blueprint going, and then get into repetitions. The more you can work and get better at something, the better. The more feasible it is that you're going to grow, and you're really going to have a hard time not succeeding if you put in your due diligence. So be smart about it. Try not to waste too much time, too much capital, especially. Keep an eye on your capital. But if you can put in any sort of opportunity to get repetitions, get those reps in, you're going to have a great chance of becoming successful when it comes to Helium Miner. And you want to keep in mind specific trouble spots like signal obstruction and background noise. Let's move on to the next slide. All right, let's see what we got here. The location you choose. Now, this is critical to the profitability of your helium mining operations. You need a hotspot with a broad coverage area to generate profit. So you want to make sure you have enough space. This is important for you so you can make sure that you are doing enough to generate your profit. Many hotspots are earning upwards of $2,000 a month, but this is not sustainable. So that could be something that goes up. It could be something that goes down. Ideally, what we are looking into is how sustainable this is. So you want to be careful with being too focused on what you're seeing and monetary gains right away. You want to make sure that you're really in a state of, the word I'm trying to search for is is congruence with what's actually happening. You don't want to get too far-fetched. You want to look at what's actually sustainable. I'll give you an example. I'm a YouTube influencer. I have multiple monetized YouTube channels. That said, it's not sustainable for me to put all my eggs into the box of YouTube. YouTube will be here probably in a foreseeable future, but will be as popular as it is today. I don't believe it's sustainable to branch a 40-year career off the idea that YouTube is going to be here doing the same thing in 40 years. So that's kind of what we're looking at with this. Let's continue on. It also doesn't mean that a hotspot isn't worth buying. Helium's network is built to reward hotspots with an expansion of their coverage. This means that you can have a larger network, which means you'll be doing less work with each hotspot. So that's great. So ideally, you do want to get a larger network so that you can focus on doing less work with each hotspot. That's a good thing. You want to work smarter, ideally, not harder. That doesn't mean you don't want to work hard. What we're saying is you want to work smarter than harder, if that makes sense. You want to work smarter than harder. So no shame in working smart. Let's move on to the final slide. Okay. Another thing to consider is the price of helium. The currency has a limited supply and will have a lifespan of 50 years. After this period, it will be half in value and you could see the price increase. So you're going to be able to watch and keep an eye on the price increasing with helium. This is something that's going to be part of the foreseeable future. So keep an eye out for that. And what I would recommend is get in now, get in while it's still an opportunity for you to get in before others oversaturate the niche. If you can watch some of these videos and really gain the knowledge, you can get going right away and you can have a huge advantage on the rest of the competition because you're in early. There's nothing like being in early. I believe Ty Lopez and Gary Vee talk about being in that first 30%, 40% of the crowd is where you want to be when it comes to something that is a wave. And Helium Miner certainly has the potential to induce a wave. So I want to please ask you to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And again, if you don't know who we are
Mammoth Crypto.
And we are coming to you with information about Helium Miner, ways that you could really utilize cryptocurrency in your life. And we're going to be back with more information on this series. This series in particular is about Helium Miner, and we want to really have discussion with you. So please make sure you leave a comment and hit that notification bell so you can be alerted with all of these podcast style videos. And if you want to potentially join a membership, we can even get you in for some ideas and calls. So please be well. We will be back. Take care.